this title. But done it!
Hello everyone, and a very warm welcome to our Ultimate Pool Masters highlight show. Today we're looking back at week 2, the week where we saw Jack Whelan enter the competition. He's the big favourite for this group. He is the only Ultimate Pool professional in the group as well. He'll be in our second match up against Leicester Gaunt, but in our first match, Gabriel O'Malley takes on Lee Briscoe. And it was Gabriel O'Malley got off to the best start. Break dish in the first frame. He also won the second frame as well. But then Lee Briscoe got himself going with a break dish and he made 3 frames on the trot before losing the next. So we are all square at 3-3 in this race to 8, and we're going to join Lee Briscoe at the table.
Yeah, a couple of options here. You either leave the one up the cushion until last, or you leave the one over the middle until last. So now he's going to have to leave the one up the cushion till last because, well, he just shook his head like he's maybe not on this one into the centre. It looks like it is on the overhead.
I think he's got to play it. I think he's got to play the one close to the 8 ball now. Or is he on it? Can he snick it in? Yeah, he's fine here, I think. No, it was the one at the top of the table. Well, good shot. Not ideal.
I have to say both of these guys have potted some half tricky balls tonight and made it look very, very easy, which I'm really impressed with. Important that he lands low here on this last yellow, and he hasn't. I don't think it was important that he had an angle because look where the 8 ball is. He needs to be in bulk. Can he top off the side cushion in between the gap of the red and the 8 ball? No, he was completely the wrong side.
I think he's full ball snookered here.
Yeah, it was the shot before when I said he has to be low. He had, if you see where the line is, of the racking line there, he needed to be way down this line to have the angle to come up for the 8 ball.
Well, he was. Well, let's just see if he can make the kick shot first of all. He'll go close. Oh, doesn't quite get the line right.
And that mistake there has cost him the frame because Gabriel O'Malley was able to do the rest and get that frame on the board and get himself back in front, this time on 4 frames to 3. And Gabriel O'Malley did have a good chance in the very next frame as well, but he let that one slip. So we are all tied up once again at 4 frames all. Let's go into frame 9 and join Lee Briscoe at the table.
Wants it to reach. Played that one, I'm going to say perfectly. Couldn't have taken any more pace off it.
That was quite funny. The referee was leaning that one in. I don't know if he was leaning it, checking whether it was going to hit the rail or...
Well, that's it. I mean,
whether he's just friends with Lee.
I mean, if it was left over the pocket, I'm not did the white just rest off the jaw in the end? Well, or academic, because Lee's got a missed a much easier next shot. He can't quite believe it. All the shots that he's made in this match already, that is a relative sitter.
Yeah, and this is what I sort of said at the start when they both got off to the fantastic start after the first 4 frames. And
yeah, it was totally unrealistic to expect them to play at that level for the whole match.
Of course, that's the difference really between the top players and the amateurs, because the top amateurs can all play to that level for a certain amount of time. But the top pros do it hour after hour, match after match, tournament after tournament, and it's just relentless. And I think that's the same in every sport, really.
Hello, a lesser spotted spider on the 7x4.
Yeah, you don't see this very often, actually.
No, as a former snooker player, Gabriel O'Malley, very familiar with that bit of kit. Well, he's used it well.
Yeah, and he quickly checked there that he hadn't bumped the 8 ball into an unpottable position, and I don't think he has. I think it still pots into the right centre at least. And I'm not sure what the pattern's saying here, because he's going to end up leaving the one at the top of the table until last, I think.
Oh, he played a little nudge there, and I'm not sure if he's got it nice.
Does it go into the left centre? Has he had a nice nudge? He's just having a look now, and I think it probably does. Where this red is on the right side of the table, if you can get the cue ball anywhere near there.
Oh, what a shot he's played there.
It's a beautiful shot because he can now bump the 8 ball.
Yeah. Just needs to be really wary of the cue ball. That'll do.
Yeah, that'll more than do. This is dead straight, and that's a very good shot, actually. Well, it's not dead straight, but he isn't going to miss it.
Right in the heart of the pocket from Gabriel O'Malley.
Oh, absolutely top draw. Brilliant finish there from Gabriel O'Malley. Really was classy there, getting himself back in front. We're going to jump straight into the next frame, and we're going to join Lee Briscoe at the table.
He'd have to go for Lee Briscoe. Oh, he plays the snooker instead.
I can only presume he has blocked the natural line.
Oh, what a shot.
He hasn't blocked the natural line. So, with this 8-ball, if you pot it thick into the right side of the pocket as we look, the cue ball's close to an off. Keep an eye on the cue ball here.
Oh, what a shot from Gabriel O'Malley.
Absolutely fantastic once again from Gabriel O'Malley there. That was absolutely brilliant. Potting from the snooker was one thing, but that pot on the 8-ball to back it up was absolutely fantastic for so many reasons for me. Possibly even a better shot than out the snooker. Just had to watch the in-off. Tough pot. Very, very good though. And that puts him 2 in front once again. First time he's been 2 in front since 2-0. Although you have to say Lee Briscoe's done very well. He responded in the next frame. He got it back with a reverse clearance to 6-5. And we're going to jump ahead into frame 12 and join Gabriel O'Malley at the table.
That doesn't pass, so he's going to have to try and knock it out off this. And does knock it out, but forgets the first part of the shot, and that's potting the yellow.
Oh, how often do we see it? This could be easier though. On reds, some work to be done here.
Oh, that was a bad one. Tried to play the double. The table slid on him, which I don't blame him for that. This table is slippy, and he won't know it slides that much. But what it's done is it's moved the red away from the only awkward yellow that was on the table, because these are the 3 all have pockets now. Okay, you've got to get the cue ball in the right place, but the little triangle of yellows down this end of the table, they all pot into this left corner. Love to hold the cue ball on this red.
A bit short there, isn't he?
He's short. He's going to cannon into it, and he needs to be careful. It does pass, but the cue ball's running into the 2 reds on the side cushion, and they can go anywhere.
Oh, he's had a rub. He trusted a little bit to luck there, did Gabriel O'Malley, and look how it's come up.
Let's give him that one. Let's say he played it. Let's say he played the gap and played to hold the cue ball.
He's got to play another gap here.
He's got to play another one.
Has he hit it? Has he hit it?
Oh, he's had a rub if he's found that gap. He's not having that one. He definitely didn't play that one. And he just had a little wry smile over to one of his supporters that's with him. And he was on it.
Oh, look at that. Incredible. Gabriel O'Malley goes on the hill, 3 minutes left.
Another brilliant visit to the table there from Gabriel O'Malley, and he's doing it all at the right time. He's back to 2 in front, 1 from victory, and the clock is running down as well. And that clearance there would be enough because of the clock running down. The time was run out in the very next frame. The early part of the frame was tactical, and Gabriel did enough. So he won the key moments there at the back end of that match. It was very tight all the way through. Fantastic match from both players. Really enjoyed that one, but it is Gabriel O'Malley that will go through to play the winner of our second match, which sees Jack Whelan taking on Leicester Gaunt. And it was Jack Whelan. He is the big favourite for this group, as I said earlier on, and he did start off like the big favourite. A lovely reverse clearance in the opening frame. We're going to join him breaking off in frame 2.
It is very, very small, and I was just bigging his break up, and look what he's done.
He'll be cut breaking after that.
I won't allow it.
Following in Shane Thompson's footsteps, he'll be. I mean, you can see there he's fuming. He's drawn straight back into the queue, into the top corner pocket there. That is user error.
Yeah, and as a top player, when you do that, when you screw straight and off in the corner or hit him even worse and then go straight into one of the middles, from a top pro's point of view, that is your complete bugbear. When you see that cue ball going into that corner, the feeling's like no other because it is a bad shot. But yeah, just going back to that, his tip is around 8 mil. I know it was as part of 8.3 when the cue was new, but it definitely won't be that now because of when you have the new tips, the ferrule tapers in, so the circumference of the top of the tip will definitely be closer to 8. And up until, well, he's actually got a break cue there, but up until, I don't know, maybe only a few weeks, he broke with that cue. And I was saying how hard he hits him. Breaking with an 8 mil tip is dangerous. But he has...
I mean, you'd know all about making cue makers nervous about the break.
But yeah, he has implemented a break cue, and I think that's definitely wise.
Lovely visits to the table so far from Lester Gaunt.
Yeah, I was just going to say, the first time that we get to see the animal. He's a bit of the left-hand side. Not too much. Not too much. He stuck it himself.
Or is he just okay? Well, that tells you everything, doesn't it?
Yeah, body language says he's snookered. I don't think he's full ball snookered. I think he can just nip round this. So right-hand side, dig down, watch the cue ball spin. Too much.
Big error there from Lester Gaunt. You can't really afford to do that against top players because that's cost him the frame. He's now 2-0 down, and things were going to get worse as well because a very similar story in frame 3. Leicester had that first opportunity, wasn't able to make the most of it, and Jack Whelan did the rest. And then with another clearance from the break from Jack Whelan in frame 4, it was all of a sudden very quickly 4-0 in this match. We're going to jump ahead to frame 5 and join Leicester breaking off.
Having won a Pro Series title, gone close. Jordan Shepherd also in the top 4, won the Pro Cup before being beaten by Jack Whelan in the Pro Series final. Jack Whelan completes the top 5. Sean Storey in there before yourself, Gareth. And that top 16, just sort of looking down the names, and then you look at all the players outside of it and you think, yeah, that last Pro Series weekend is gonna feel very, very stressful, I get the sense.
Yeah, and like you say, there's another couple of events that have been added now, which all go towards the rankings. So it's still far from over that top 16. Of course, huge to be in that for next season. That's every player's target.
Yeah, if you thought it was big this season, top 16 next year when it goes to 80 will be absolutely massive.
Nice shot there from Leicester. Held the cue ball in the middle of the table, and in doing so, I think he's on this one into the middle of the table, which will then in turn give him access to the one into the right corner. Oh, he's played it off the black. Fantastic shot. I wasn't even sure he was able to do that. He's flicked the edge of the black on the way through, bumped it out of the way, so the black now passes into the left corner, and I think, well, he's just wincing a little bit, but surely he's on this, even with a bit of left-hand side.
Yeah, never in doubt.
A little bit of traffic in the way to get down to the 8 ball, so
he'd have loved being a little bit straighter on this one, wouldn't he?
He would. He has to get the right angle on this last yellow, and I'm not sure that's it.
Oh, I think he's just the wrong side.
So it's top left, lots of top left, and spin the cue ball before the middle pocket with left-hand side and spin the cue ball down, and hopefully doesn't snooker himself behind one of the reds.
Yeah, this is always going the other way. Oh, he's thinking about this. He thought about screwing it for a second.
He can't screw it. He has to top it with left.
Yeah, that's the shot he's playing.
Use the knuckle, spin round the back of the 8 ball.
Oh,
just like
how about that? Look at his face as he made that one.
Save that one for the highlight reels.
Yeah, you've got to style that one out, Leicester.
Look at the break. Cue ball quite central. bang, straight down through the middle of the pack. Actually, not quite straight down through the middle of the pack, but you get the gist.
Oh, work to do on the left side of the table, but I get the feeling. Just trying to look at the top of the table. I think yellows is going to be the decision.
Yeah, and he has a nice couple of breaker balls. So whenever you've got a cluster of balls, you're always looking for options to get into them. And he has the option of
Yellow balls in play.
this ball to the right corner. In fact, I don't think he's played a very good shot there. I'm not sure he's got enough angle that he can get off the top cushion with power and get into him. Well, he could.
Oh, what a good shot he's played there. He's got a little bit of work on the yellow just above the cue ball, though.
Yeah, I think he might take this one long now. I think he's not going to get any better on it. Sometimes when you have a bad ball, you have to say to yourself, am I going to get back into this position any better? And I don't think he is. So I think it's time to take it now into the top left.
This is cash ball in the frame, you feel. Oh, he's played that dream.
Oh, he's flicked the edge of the red on the way through there. Yeah, he slightly decelerated and got a little bit of left-hand side on it, and it just grazed the red on the way through. Absolutely no signs of an apology.
And you won't get one for that either.
He's in business mode tonight. And it should have probably been another one there, actually, because it may have got a slight kick, actually, because the cue ball come off quite unnaturally wide there, but
Yeah, he's in ship shape now, though. There's Jack Whelan.
yeah, no heroics here. Drop it in, drop it in. Drop the 8 ball in. And this is, what, 5 visits to the table for Jack. And it's going to be 5 frames on the board.
Yeah, been faultless so far, really. And you know you're splitting hairs when you're talking about him grazing off another ball into a pocket. That is as close to a mistake as we've seen. It's been pretty imperious. Jack Whelan goes 5-1 in front. He's in a hurry this evening.
Great finish there from Leicester Gaunt to get his first frame on the board. But as we see so often with great players, they just respond. And Jack Whelan did the same with a lovely finish of his own to maintain that 4-frame advantage, now 5-1 in front. In the next frame, Jack did make his first error in the match, and it was punished to make it 5-2. But as great players do, he responded with another clearance from the break to open up that 4-frame advantage once again. He now sits 6-2 in front as we go into frame 9 and join Leicester breaking off.
If Gabriel O'Malley's in the back, just keeping an eye on proceedings, having a little bit of a watch, or if he's just trying to focus on his own game and not worry about his opponent, can be easier said than done, that.
Yeah, and Leicester just hit the spinner. You see the cue ball spinning for a good 10 seconds. What that means, of course, is that he hasn't made contact with the cue ball in the centre, but that doesn't matter. He made a ball, and he has a chance to take out another clearance. A little bit congested down the bottom end here with the 8 ball. Okay, when taking the yellow away, the 8 ball will pass into the right corner, obviously, but they've all got to be done in the right order. Yeah, and I think that is the right order. When he takes it away, it will then go. Also goes in the left centre as well, but you see when he takes it away, it frees the black into the right corner. Yeah, take that. Imperative he gets an angle on his last ball here.
which he has.
He has. That is absolutely perfect. He might be hampered by the red fractionally, but he just needs to stun the cue ball down anywhere near the middle pocket, and this is too hard.
Oh, he had such a big margin of error there.
Yeah, and that's one of them shots where you have to say, look, I have to be short. There is absolutely nothing for being any further down the table than halfway. Even if the cue ball's up by that middle pocket, he's still going to pot the 8 ball. He's a good potter. You don't need to be any further down than that.
Extension, please.
Oh, how do you find a way to get this 8 ball near a pocket?
Well, it doesn't go anywhere, does it?
Oh, Jack Whelan can come up and do a sweep-up job.
Another disappointing error from Leicester, and that will cost him the frame and put him 7-2 behind Jack Whelan on the edge of victory. Leicester was able to pull a frame back in the next to make it 7-3, but too little too late, because in the next frame, Jack was able to make a very smooth and comfortable clearance to win the match 8-3. A very classy performance, showing why he is one of the best players in the world and why he is favourite to take down this group. Played all but a flawless match, just the odd mistake or two in the middle there. So that puts him in the final, where he will take on Gabriel O'Malley, and we're going to join it in the opening frame with Jack Whelan at the table.
And he will keep the one over the left centre as his last ball. And he'll be working backwards from that one. So it's just this one into the right corner, bump into the red. And the reason why bumping into the red's nice is because it just removes, if there is any traffic. Oh,
wow.
Well, that went, but it was tighter when we saw the camera from behind the pocket. It was tighter than it looked on the screen, to be honest. And he's left him an angle to knock his bad ball out here.
He did leave him an angle, and there's no double either.
There's not.
Oh, Gabriel O'Malley's in a little bit of trouble here.
Well, he does have a ball over the right centre as the breakout ball. He obviously has to leave the absolute perfect angle on it to be able to play it with topspin, because the cue ball is lighter and smaller than the object balls. Oh, he's after it now.
Oh, that was ambitious. That felt like a bit of a reach. He's unlucky to going off, maybe, but
yeah,
that was not sure that was ever really on.
Still got a shot to play.
Yeah.
Top spin, and he needs the gap of the yellow and the gap of the red. That'll do. Didn't play it like that. He got the red full ball, and it's double kissed the cue ball back out and left this thinner than he wanted. He'll still pot it.
How tough are those sort of angles to judge? Because they're not sort of what you'd call sort of natural angles, are they, when you're playing it with top like that?
Oh, I said he'd still pot it.
That hand of apologies come up a few times more than we thought it would.
Like he's waving the planes in.
Oh, this for 1-0 by hook or by crook for Jack Whelan, who's communicating in semaphore at this stage.
I know it's early in this match, but you need to take your opportunities against great players and punish the mistakes when they come along. And Gabriel O'Malley wasn't able to do it there and let Jack Whelan off the hook. So Jack gets the first frame on the board. We're going to jump into frame 2 and join Jack at the table once again.
And he's short again. Yeah, just quit on that one a fraction.
Yeah, he wanted to be a few inches further over, didn't he?
Yeah, looks a little bit edgy at the start of this match, Jack. Obviously started the last one, like you say, like a complete train. The first 6 frames were 6 clearances from him. And as I said before, when you play one bad positional shot, it tends to snowball, and the next one gets a little bit worse and a little bit worse, and that's what's happened here. So he now has to make this into the left centre, dab it in, screw the cue ball across the table, and see where he's pointing with his cue there. Anywhere in the middle of this right corner rail. Right, centre rail is good. Up near the middle pocket's no good. Then you're snookered.
You got to dig into this.
Yeah, just a soft little dig across the table. So he's digging down a little bit of right-hand side.
Oh, it thought about it. Just rolled off the lip of the pocket.
Yeah, and actually got into the cue ball too much, didn't he? Because look where he left the cue ball.
A few jitters, very uncharacteristic. Jack Whelan jitters at the start of this one. He's 1-0 up, but he's made more mistakes in the first 2 frames of this match than he did in the entire of the semi-final. He is human.
Yeah, and if this is the same Gabriel that we saw in the first match, these will be gone. And be gone in pretty quick time, actually. He doesn't mess about.
Yeah, he's got a lovely rhythm to him, doesn't he? He's not where he wanted to be here, mind.
No, and he's every right to shake his head there because... Oh, played it nice, recovered nice. He may have an angle that's perfect just to top down, actually. Get even closer to this. Last red. Yeah, doesn't mess about when he's on the shot either, actually, does he? It's just like one little waggle and bang, hits it.
Perfect.
Boom.
Oh, wow. Wow. I mean...
Wow. It is wow, because look at the reds.
I mean, that's the sort of thing that seems to only happen after you've made a mistake already.
Yeah, because that got kicked in from
miles out.
Right-hand side of the table, and it got kicked across into the left middle somehow.
Red ball's in play.
I think what makes players dangerous, players like Gabriel, is that you play quick and not just quick around the table, but he's quick actually on the shot. As I said before, he doesn't really feather. It's just almost one little waggle and bang, hits it. And when you can rattle off frames, that's what when we talk about players having firepower, that's what firepower is really. It's having the ability to rattle off frames quickly.
I mean, if he was on the clock here, if we were in the last sort of 5 minutes of the match and he needed it, he'd have gone very close to challenging Liam White's sort of quickest reverse clearance, because that is done in absolutely no time at all.
Well, very good there from Gabriel O'Malley. This time he does punish the mistake from Jack Whelan and get his first frame on the board. And he backed that up, as we've just seen, with a lovely reverse clearance to go in front. But Jack Whelan, being the champion he is, he responded. He won a tactical 4-frame to go 2-2 and a lovely clearance off his break to go 3-2 in front. We're going to join it in frame 6 with Gabriel breaking.
He even said to me in the bar earlier that
he struggles with that.
He even struggles with that. That's not a good time for the break to desert you.
Yeah, it just feels like the momentum is starting to tick over into Jack's favour here.
So the pattern here is he'll go reds. He'll pop the red into the top left. Pop the red into the top right. And then you see the red that's next to the 8 ball. That's the perfect ball that he can just pot and just bump that yellow away from the 8 ball. Doesn't need to touch the 8 ball because the 8 ball goes. He just needs to touch the yellow. Well, unless these yellows are a plant, of course, in the middle of the table, then he could go yellows. He did look at it, but ran out of time. So went back to plan A.
Red ball's in play.
I think they are a plant. And definitely would have been an option. I think both colour sets are pretty handy.
I think he just spotted that plant at the last minute and thought, oh, I could go yellows, but didn't really have time to work the pattern out. So said, oh, no, I'll go with the one that I've already worked out. And that is that he's going to pot this and he's just going to see he's left a natural angle. And he'll play this one quite hard because he wants the yellow out of the way. He'd love to have the yellow on this bottom cushion next to this other yellow, actually. See there, right out the way.
Yeah, judged that really nicely.
When you move it that far out of the way, the less traffic, the better. Another bump on the table there of the table leg taking a pounding.
Oh, that's a clever little shot. Doesn't think he loves it, but
No, he actually got a bit too much side, and I think he thought he was going to come off the top cushion and cannon the red, which would have left him perfect, but he got that much side on. That is the advantage of playing with a smaller tip, by the way. It does allow you to get even more side on.
does mean though you've got to be cueing pretty perfectly all the time.
Exactly.
Because you can put accidental one on.
Exactly, and what a shot he's played there. That is a fantastic shot. That's the best shot he's played in this match so far. It may have looked like nothing, but he's just topped across the table onto his bad yellow, onto his bad red, and left it almost dead straight. And he's played another good shot there because he's had to flick the edge of the red, and he played it like that. Two
really
fantastic shots, and he's starting to settle down, isn't he?
Really precise.
And he's starting to turn the screw.
And that is another one chalked up for Jack Whelan.
A very classy reverse clearance there from Jack Whelan to go 4-2 in front. And he won the next, really starting to stretch his lead out now, 5-2 in front. Gabriel O'Malley needs to get something going. Let's join him in the next frame. He's got the break.
Judge that to perfection. Gabriel finally makes a ball of the break, as Gareth mentioned in that last frame. The last time that Gabriel O'Malley put his hand on the table in a winning frame, he was winning 2-1. He's touched the table twice since then, and he's 5-2 down.
A quick note, he's ditched the cut break. He went to the head on.
Victory for all the purists.
It is, it is. Good lad, Gabriel. You deserve to break and clear now, my friend.
Won't be long until we see a Gareth Potts sponsored break box, I don't think.
Yeah, it's coming. Hit him nice, and he's took these nice so far. Okay, the pattern's relatively obvious. One on the back rail will be his last ball with a nice angle to just drift up for the 8 ball into the same pocket, but still got to get there. So the red is the beach ball here. Be careful you don't drift behind it. And the problem now is does he have the angle to get on the 8 ball? He tried to hit the red full ball, slipped off the side of it. Can he just top forward and play on the 8 ball into the corner?
Oh, has he gone too far? There's no way he's gone too far on that line.
He's snookered.
Oh, that's tough. He's actually done so well to get the cue ball there, but
he did have a shot to top forward because the 8 ball goes in the left centre and into the top left corner. Okay.
Just play short position.
Yeah, you can say unlucky, but there was no need.
Oh, what a shot he's played here. Oh, I thought that was close.
Big error there from Gabriel O'Malley. He knows he should have won that frame, and a frame he really needed to win because he's now 4 frames behind, and Jack Whelan just 2 frames away from victory, 6-2 in front. We're going to join Jack Whelan in the next frame. He has the break.
The other two will have something to say about that. Good players in their own right. Well, it's a little bit of, I'm going to call it an overcompensation from Jack. He's almost gone cued in the other way.
That's exactly what it was. It was an overcompensation. So he just pointed his thumb there and knew it'd ping that way. He was conscious that he'd been losing the cue ball to his left. Overcompensated it and nearly lost it to his right.
Wouldn't have mattered all that much if it had gone down. It would have been the same outcome, really. He's not made a ball. And Gabriel O'Malley, these have to go now.
Yeah, the only obviously benefit of having the ball in hand is you can attack your problem balls or your awkward balls sooner. What he would have done with ball in hand is he would have attacked. Of course, you have to put the cue ball behind the break line off the break. It's not ball in hand anywhere, but he would have been able to attack this awkward red on the side rail second shot. But even so, he'll still be happy to be at the table and have what is definitely a very, very good chance. And at 6-3.
Still in play. Long way back, I mean, regardless of what happens, but still in play at 6-3.
Yeah, you know, that ball that I said on the side rail that had you had ball in hand that you would get on sooner rather than later. It's going to become a problem.
I think it already is. Oh, he's played a decent shot to land on it. He's got a little bit more a decent shot to play to land on the 8-ball.
He's got to screw back and screw out and play on the 8-ball into the same pocket. Cued it like a dream. Fantastic shot.
There's been some good shots in tonight's play. There really has. It's another high-quality finish from Gabriel O'Malley.
Very good from Gabriel O'Malley. He needed that clearance. Just about keeps himself in the match. 3 frames behind now, and it became 4 because Jack Whelan did win a tactical next frame to go 7-3 in front. And we're going to join Jack Whelan 1 frame away from victory, breaking off in frame 11.
Wow.
Oh,
Golden duck.
Wow, golden duck. Goodness me. I mean, ridiculous.
Our first golden duck of the tournament, and it goes to Jack Whelan. Cue ball flies in, 8-ball flies in, that costs him the frame. Jack does have one of the best breaks in the world, but on this occasion, really letting him down. But I guess he can have a wry smile about it because he is still on the edge of victory, 7-4 in front now. Let's jump into the next frame, see if he can complete the job. He's at the table after a prolonged tactical battle.
Jack looking for the snooker.
Yeah, clever. He's not snookered.
Well, he's forcing.
But he's forcing him to play the only ball that he doesn't want to play.
Yeah, he is to all intents snookered here.
Oh, might be another crack at this. Yeah, hold on to your hats.
And he's not got the result this time. Has he just tied the 8-ball up enough, though?
Yeah, as they're having a laugh, but he can just pop this one in the middle and screw back and bump into it. He's okay. Now he's bridging. This is having a bit of a, well, an awkward ending, to say the least.
It's never easy to go and win these matches and win these groups.
Yeah, nice. Well played.
This for the win then, for the wonder. Jack Whelan to go through 8-4 and to top the group. Lovely. Heart of the pocket. Job done from Jack Whelan. It gets by Gabriel O'Malley with a really impressive performance.
So that completes the job for Jack Whelan. He wins the match and he qualifies through to the second stage of the competition. And afterwards, he caught up with Stephen Jameson.
I'm playing a lot and I can feel it. Like I said to you before then, even when something bad happens, I don't feel like disappointed. Obviously, I'm glad that, well, I'm not glad obviously how it happened, but so that's one for TikTok in it, I suppose. But yeah, look, I'm not getting myself down. I just feel confident. And when I'm playing, I feel like I'm going to win every time. I don't feel like I'm ever going to lose. So it's a nice feeling to have because obviously it's not going to last forever. Do you know what I mean? But I do feel like when I'm at the table, I've got like a presence that I feel like I'm meant to win.
So Jack Whelan feeling confident and playing like it as well. He came in as the big favourite and he showed us why. Lots of very good pool, lots of great finishes, very few mistakes and a very dominant performance all in all. And that puts him through to the second stage. He can now sit back, relax and watch everybody fight it out over the next couple of months to see if they can join him. If you'd like to watch this whole night back, you can. UltimatePool.tv. You can search for this night and you can watch every single second of every single match all the way through. Or if you're looking forward to next week's action, then you don't have to wait very long. It's Wednesday night, 6:30 on UltimatePool.tv. John Rowe, Craig Waddingham, Ryan Hopkinson and Shane Rowley in this group. Craig Waddingham and John Rowe, the Ultimate Pool professionals, and will be favourite for each of their matches to potentially meet up in the group final. We will find out if that's how it plays out. I'll be back next week for a highlight show of this week 3, so make sure you join me for that one. But for now, it's goodbye.
Phil Harrison for the Masters title. Done it!